Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're tackling a common question I get. What is better, or the difference between animal proteins and plant proteins? This episode will explain the differences between animal and plant proteins, along with which ones may be better for you, your body, and your goals. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. We are into the month of November, which gets crazy for us. The start of boys varsity basketball season for my son, travel volleyball for my daughter Lola, and a month long of birthday celebrations. So my birthday is November 20th. My son Ben's is the 21st, and Lola's is the 22nd. And it's just nuts. Throw Thanksgiving in there, and it's mayhem. So much fun, though. I did have the same due date with both of them. So Ron and I, we always joke like, let's stay away from each other on Valentine's Day because when we track it back, it tracked back to February 14th. So just a little fun fact there that we all basically share a birthday. Just a quick reminder, a new podcast episode drops every Monday, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single one. This week on my Instagram, we celebrated a Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse monthly member, Amy Pratt, who went from fluff to buff inside of the clubhouse. You have got to see her muscle definition, her back muscles, her arms, her abs. In the past, she tried so many other methods to gain muscle definition and lose the fluff, but nothing worked until now. And it's actually sustainable. So head over to my Instagram account at Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K, to check it out. Her story is motivating all my listeners and followers to take action and join the clubhouse. Here's a little insider tip. The best way to join is through, and the only way to join right now is through the back door. Book a one-on-one consult with me, and I'll help you get started. Everything that you need to get rolling, so you can lose up to 30 pounds in 6 months and go from fluff to buff. So inside the clubhouse, we're gearing up for our December challenge called Define December. So if you want to join us, that back door is open, but just for a limited time. I'll include the link for that in the show notes. And just a heads up, the clubhouse will not be open again to the public until June 2025. This past week, inside of the Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse, we made a delicious pumpkin roll, which our members will make from now until the end of the year. With Thanksgiving and Christmas coming, this is the perfect recipe. The recipe is clickable inside of the clubhouse and it shoots straight into the app. You make the recipe, decide on your portion size, feed your people, and you're done. It's always family-friendly meals and desserts in the monthly membership. So the big news has been announced. If you have not heard yet, I'm now featured inside of the My Macros Plus app. All of my recipes are tracked in there, easy to track. My Clubhouse members have access to all of my recipes inside of the membership. It's like a cookbook that they have access to. So the Clubhouse members meal plan for the week, click on the recipe in the app, and voila, it's all done for them, all the tracking. Now, I'm no Lily Eats and Tells because you know I love her and her meals, but these meals are easier. They're just as delicious. They're family friendly, and now they're featured right in the My Macros Plus app. So all you have to do is go under by brand. You will see my name, Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K, and all of my recipes. So simple, so easy. You can also find my recipes on my Instagram page, but one of the many reasons I love the Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse monthly membership, and so do my clubmates, is the cookbook. It's all in one spot. We have guides in there, and I divide it into each meal. So they're super easy to find right inside of the membership. I'm super excited about this, and I hope you are too. As a promotion, I do have the clubhouse open to the public. Again, starting with a one-on-one consult to give you everything you need for your life and your personal goals. And then I flip you right into the membership in the back door. So the link will be in the show notes. All right, let's dive into today's topic, plant protein versus animal protein. Which one should you be eating to maximize your results in the gym? Before we get started, I want to share a 5-star review of the podcast. It was named Simplified. Dr. RJ878 wrote, Kelly does an outstanding job of simplifying the health journey from fitness to nutrition. She's approachable and kind. It does not make one feel dumb for asking a question. Thank you, Dr. RJ878. I love that you feel you can ask any question. I actually love questions, and the only dumb ones are the ones you don't ask. I aim to keep things simple and straightforward so no one gets overwhelmed or discouraged. I read every single review, and they mean so much to me. They also help me reach more people. So if you haven't left a review yet, please do. And be sure to hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. A new one drops every Monday. Now, whether you're in the shred or part of the clubhouse, you know I'm all about getting in enough protein. One of my favorite cheat sheets is the protein cheat sheet that is available in the membership, so you never go hungry. So let's get into the different proteins. The importance of eating protein for a healthy, functioning body is well known, from building muscle to creating hormones, keeping you from becoming hangry, crushing the cravings, and supporting a healthy immune system. In fact, we love to cover this topic endless times in Kelly Counts Macros, Shred, and Clubhouse. And generally, the most common high protein meals tend to be centered around some sort of meat dish. You'll see plenty of bodybuilders with their ever reliable plate of chicken breast. However, with the rising popularity of vegan and plant-based diets, the topic of plant proteins has become more commonplace. But there is a difference between protein from animals and protein from plants. So in this episode, we'll take a look at what protein is, what differentiates the two types, and their health-based pros and cons. So let's talk about proteins and amino acids. So to understand how protein from different sources can vary, let's start by addressing what exactly protein is. So protein is a fundamental macronutrient, vital for growth, maintenance, and the repair of tissues in our body. They're made up of long chains of similar compounds called amino acids, which are organic compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and sometimes sulfur. So amino acids are often referred to as the building blocks of life because of how important they are to the proteins that run many of the vital functions inside of the body. So it's impossible to overestimate the importance of proteins. They're involved in nearly every cellular process within the body. They act as enzymes, catalyzing metabolic reactions that are essential to our very basic functioning. They also serve as hormones in key aspects of health, including supporting growth, metabolism, and our mood. On top of this, structural proteins such as collagen and keratin provide support and shape to cells and tissues, ensuring their integrity and resilience. So the human body requires 20 different amino acids to construct its proteins. Of these, 9 are considered essential, meaning your body can't make them, so you have to get them from your diet. The remaining 11 are non-essential, meaning you don't need to get them from your diet because your body can make them itself. So 5 of these are completely non-essential, meaning your body will always be able to create them regardless of conditions. On the other hand, the remaining 6 are conditionally non-essential, meaning they are normally non-essential, but become essential in times of illness or stress. So animal and plant proteins. Dietary sources of protein can be broadly categorized into animal and plant proteins. Animal proteins include the classic meat, fish, poultry, as well as eggs and dairy products. Plant proteins come in forms of food like legumes, nuts, seeds, grains, and veggies. So animal proteins are considered complete proteins. This means they contain all the essential amino acids we mentioned in the previous sections. So generally, they contain them in proportions that closely meet the body's needs. So because of this, animal proteins are often seen as being a bit more convenient for supporting bodily functions and muscle maintenance. In contrast to animal proteins, plant proteins, sources of protein are often more incomplete. So this means they're lacking at least one of the essential amino acids. There are 2 caveats to this, however. First, not all plant proteins are incomplete. So certain sources like quinoa, soy, chia seeds all fit into the Venn diagram of plant-based and complete proteins. The second note is that incomplete protein sources can be combined to create a complete protein meal. So, for example, right, the famous beans and rice combo has a complete amino acid profile, despite beans and rice individually being incomplete proteins. However, it's worth noting that the protein sources don't necessarily need to be combined at the exact same time. Eating them within 24 hours has the same general effect as the body is able to store amino acids. So protein quality is also influenced by how you digest it. So animal proteins tend to be more easily digested and absorbed by the body compared to plant proteins. The difference is partly due to the presence of fiber in plant foods. Although fiber is healthy, it's a great component of food, it can also hinder the absorption of amino acids. So the terms complete and incomplete proteins refer to the diversity of the amino acids included in the protein sources. However, another key difference is the amount of each amino acid in the protein sources. So plant-based protein sources generally have a lower leucine content than animal-based protein sources. And I think I'm saying this correctly, but leucine is particularly important for building muscle. So animal-based proteins are also typically rich in lysine, which are sometimes lower in plant-based protein sources. So some differences. Obviously, protein is not the only nutrient important to health. There are plenty of vitamins, minerals, and other compounds that vary depending on the protein source, while the specific amounts will vary depending on the exact food source. So there are some general trends that differentiate animal-based and plant-based foods. So animal-based products. One particularly notable difference is vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is found most exclusively in animal products. So people following a vegan diet may need to seek out specific foods, maybe certain mushrooms, or take a supplement to get a sufficient amount of B12 in their diet. Another key difference is iron. Though both sources contain iron, it comes in two forms. So heme and non-heme iron. The former is only found in animal products, while the latter can be found in plant-based products like grains, seeds, and leafy greens. So notably, heme iron is easier for the body to absorb than non-heme iron. Omega-3 fatty acids are also particularly difficult to incorporate into a plant-based diet, which is found in flax seeds and walnuts and canola oil. However, they are readily available in fatty fish. Among other benefits, omega-3 fatty acids are crucial for a healthy brain and a heart. So similarly, zinc, a mineral vital to a healthy immune system. It's also far more available on any plant-based diet. So lastly, creatinine and taurine. So I hope I'm saying taurine correctly, but these are also compounds that are much more difficult to manage in a plant-based diet. So creatine is well documented in improving exercise performance and promoting muscle growth, while the latter, taurine, is important to heart and brain health. However, on the flip side, animal products are often more likely to be higher in saturated fats and cholesterol. This is especially in the case with red and processed meats, which have been linked to an increased risk of various health conditions, including heart disease. While plant-based sources of protein are slightly less convenient due to their typically incomplete amino acid profile, they do have their strengths. Plant foods provide a wide array of nutrients. They aren't essential in the same way vitamins and minerals are, but they carry many healthful properties such as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and immune health promoting effects. They may also help to reduce the likelihood of developing chronic diseases. So in contrast to animal-based products, plant foods tend to be lower in saturated fats and cholesterol, compounds that can be detrimental to that cardiovascular health in excess amounts. So for muscle mass in the health and fitness world, the main motive for increasing protein intake is to gain or maintain muscle mass. So this opens up the question, is animal protein or plant protein better for our muscles? You don't really need to look much further than vegan bodybuilders. So the proof is there, right? Building large amounts of muscle on a vegan diet is absolutely possible. And then looking at the science, in one review, I think it was from 2021, researchers looked at this exact topic. They wanted to see whether there was a difference between animal protein and plant protein in supporting lean muscle mass and muscle strength. So specifically, they wanted to see how this might vary depending on age and also strength training. So ultimately, they concluded that animal protein had a more favorable effect on lean mass percentage, with this effect even more pronounced in younger adults, which makes sense. However, they also determined that protein source is not likely to have an impact on muscle strength. So this finding was echoed by a further review that noted plant protein has a lower anabolic potential, less suited to building muscle. However, they did note that plant protein options can be useful for providing nutrients in addition to a protein source. So for weight loss, while you can certainly hit your protein requirements on a plant-based diet, it is worth noting that you have to eat a bit more. In addition to being complete sources, a non-vegetarian diet does provide more opportunities to eat leaner proteins, meaning protein sources that also carry fewer calories, fewer carbohydrates, and fats. So let me give you some examples. Shrimp, these are all 30 grams of protein, okay? I'm going to make a list for you. Get your pen and paper out. 30 grams of protein, okay? So shrimp, 127 calories per 30 grams of protein. Egg white, 145 calories per 30 grams of protein. Chicken breast, 165 calories per 30 grams of protein. Turkey breast, 195 calories per 30 grams of protein. Cottage cheese, 280 calories. Tofu, 282 calories. Salmon, 305 calories. Edamame, 360 calories. Lentils, 386 calories. Eggs, 390 calories. Now, these were all per 30 grams of protein. So while there are a few exceptions like tofu versus salmon, animal protein sources tend to be less calorie dense than plant protein sources. This makes them easier to fit into your macros, whether you're looking to reduce your calories or maintain a high protein intake. So protein is essential for muscle building, hormone production, and immune function. In the past, individuals looking to increase their protein have generally focused on meat or animal products. However, with the rise of vegan diets, plant proteins are gaining more attention. Proteins are made of amino acids, sometimes called the building blocks of life due to their significance of our health. The body needs 20 amino acids, 9 of which are essential and must be obtained through the diet. Animal proteins are complete proteins, meaning they contain all the essential amino acids. Most plant proteins are incomplete, but can be combined to form complete proteins, example, beans and rice. In contrast to plant proteins, animal proteins are rich in B12 and heme iron. However, they can also be high in saturated fats and cholesterol, which can be dangerous, but just in excess, okay? Plant proteins offer fiber, antioxidants, nutrients, they promote heart health, they reduce inflammation, and support overall health. So research shows that animal protein may better support lean muscle mass, especially in younger adults, though plant proteins can be effective for maintaining muscle mass in older adults. While you can certainly build muscle on a plant-based diet, plant proteins generally have lower anabolic potential for muscle building, making them slightly less convenient. A plant-based diet is not inherently healthier. So the lifespan and the longevity are not necessarily longer. So even if you don't smoke, drink, and exercise regularly, are you maintaining a healthy body fat percentage? Humans have consumed meat and fish for the entirety of our existence. It's what we are naturally adapted to do. With a plant-based diet, you may need to take supplements to ensure you're getting the necessary macro and micronutrients. Ultimately, for those not on a strictly plant-based diet, a combination of plant and animal proteins is key to meeting overall nutritional needs, and vice versa, not strictly on an animal-based protein diet. This way you can reach your protein goals while also maintaining a consistent intake of fiber and macronutrients. We have game-changing workouts inside of the Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse monthly membership, along with simple, delicious meals that are now featured inside of the My Macros Plus app. With the weekly check-ins, you'll have the accountability piece in place, which is the most important part of any successful plan. These tools help expedite your weight loss, keep you on track, and ensure you stay consistent. Consistency truly is the magic pill for any goal that you set. If I could bottle up consistency and sell it, I'd be a billionaire. I'd love for you to share this episode and tag me on social media so I can personally thank you. Also, leaving a 5-star review of the podcast helps me reach more people. Who knows, you might even hear your review read on here. It's time to get out of your own way and stop overthinking. I can help simplify everything because I know you're busy, short on time, overwhelmed with all the information out there. I see you entering your details into different online calculators and getting conflicting answers. But don't worry, there's a back door to the clubhouse, and I'll put the link in the show notes. You deserve to feel better in your own skin, and I'll help you go from feeling lost to counting macros with confidence so you can fit into those jeans again. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who may need to hear it. And remember, consistency beats perfection every single time. I'll catch you next time. And just know you're always doing better than you think you are.